Well, howdy ho, everybody. Let's crack on, shall we, with the experience of managing the beautiful, magical, mystery Ipswich Town side. I've done a lot of work over the last 24 hours putting together a squad here. I think the squad we've got is really good. I don't know if it's good enough to win anything, but it should be good enough to stay up. And that is reflected in our season preview, which says we're going to finish 10th. So I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all. But we're going to go in today straight away with a game against the mighty Swansea City, who wanted Cecilia, our new striker, to play for them, and they couldn't quite pull off. I don't know why Donati is starting there. Does feel like a Carbone kind of role. Are you good enough at that? Do I have Carbone on the bench? I don't. I'm not doubting Donati's quality. I mean, I am. Let's try Carbone there. Giacomo Carbone, a brand new signing, 32 years old, signed from Bristol City. I think he looks alright though. I think he looks like a quality enough player. Let's try it. Let's go with that. Our two Italians aren't fit, but that's okay. We've got a cup of tea, so we're winning. Hopefully we'll be winning this one, because Swansea are not going to do well this season. Swansea are going to be at best a bottom half side. So I would say we are ready. We are ready to get underway with a big old whatsy-doople. Which is nice. Right, favourites for a reason. Go and make sure everyone knows why we're favourites for a reason. Because we are the favourites. Some would say the potential champions. Place level capable will be fine. Good, excellent, lovely. Let's go. Get this one underway. Our Premier League time with Ipswich Town, and our players are going to absolutely smash this. Will Bell's going to be a key player for us this year. If he can develop quickly, he will be an absolute beast for us. Caballero wouldn't normally be playing, but Longmore is just coming back off an injury from pre-season. So we're just going to hope he can hold up. I'm glad we're starting against Swansea, not a team I would expect to do well this season. And Alcas, our wonder kid left back, gets his first touch in Plymouth colours, and Abraham Getachew, the German international, smashes the ball home for Ipswich's first Premiership goal of the season. And if we start like that and carry on like that, then we're going to be good. We're going to be having a very, very fine year. That will say. A very fine year, great finish. Gorkum Kara had no idea where that was going. And, well, I knew where it was going. It was going back of the net, quite frankly. So we'll praise our boys for doing exactly what I asked them to do. And hopefully they'll do that again. Fabio lining it up for Swansea has a pop off the top of the bar, and we're in no real danger is what's happened there, which is nice. Just keeping it nice and simple and chill. Let's keep praising our players because they're doing okay so far. I feel like there's probably another goal or two in us, but Brentford are beating Manchester United. That will help us. Gone straight to one of our players. Do it. Free kick straight to one of our players. Sort of. It was Will Bell that won it. Barrett, through ball for Cecilia. Cecilia has a pop, and Domenico Cecilia needed to score today because Swansea were after his signature. He had to pick between us and them. He's chosen us, and he scored on his debut, and I don't know what else to tell you, but that is pretty damned special. That is a lovely finish. That was a beautiful finish from Cecilia, and I'd like to say we are all over them now. 27 minutes played, 2-0 up, probably near the top of the Premier League with that. We are, we're second. Don't know how many goals we need for the top. how are Fulham doing? Fulham have scored 3, so if we get a third goal, we'll be top of the league. As things stand, that's nice. Start as we mean to maybe continue. Dosso making a big old Hollywood save. He's currently a loanee as Dosso. I just brought him in off camera between last stream and this one. He's an Ivorian goalkeeper who looks pretty good. Cecilia almost got himself a second goal there too. And are we going to get ourselves something for this? We're not. Yeah, Dosso is in on loan to us from Benfica, and he looks like quite a weapon. He looks like quite a goalkeeper for the future. I'd like to bring him in full time, but he's worth 25 million quid that I do not have. And we're approaching half time. Half time whistle about to go, and there we are, here at home. Well done on controlling possession so far. No one needs a pointy finger, which is a great sign. We'll tell everyone they can keep going and making a difference and all that kind of jazz. And then I'll check to update that. Not that we need to really push the issue any further, but we will do, because I'd like to get a third goal, maybe a fourth goal, maybe a fifth goal. Who knows? Start as we mean to go on, I guess, is the plan here. And well, Manchester City are about to be above us too if they score another goal, but it'll be fine because we are flying. Nanungwi is slowly dropping out of the game. I was hoping he'd have a better year, or a good year this year, because he was our top assister last time out, and I'd like to see more of that from him. We're going to send in Dietrich to be on our right wing. I've just realised I've got too many wingers on the bench. Safer can come out for An-Min Kyu. I'd imagine is better on the other side. He's not better on the other side. Anyone else I need to make a change for? Barrett doesn't need to move. Will Bell could come out shortly, but not just yet. We'll just keep on holding on for now, because we're plenty good enough to pull this off, to be honest, with what's on the pitch. I'm just sort of thinking replacing players to keep players fit. Carbone through to Dietrich. Dietrich, chance to come back maybe, goes to Will Bell. Carbone again. This is the Carbone I had everywhere else. No. Barrett. Cecilia gets his second goal. Ipswich Town are massive. We can start making changes to purely keep our players from tiring out, which is lovely. I think I might replace both our fullbacks, just to give them a little break. I might take out Barrett just to see if anyone else is better as a number 10. That feels like a good old move, doesn't it? We'll do that in just tickety-boo. In fact, let's let that develop in the background whilst I make the change. Bell off for Evans. We are going to take off Cass for Avitsmark. And Barrett can come out for... I guess we have a look at Tullen. Why not? He's supposed to be a striker, really, but I don't hate playing him as a 10. That's not a problem for me. Just to get the fresh legs on, get a chance to have a little look at him, see what he can do. Cecilia might get himself a hat-trick here as well. Avitsmark, of course, we know. Cross goes in, headed away by Kem Shelby. And that will be all she wrote. 4-0. Stop the count. Ipswich Town should be top of the Premier League. Should be top of the Premier League after that. Oh, we've got loads of time to go. That'll update us. There we go. Ipswich top of the Premier League. You love to see it. Could we make it 5? I did say I wanted 5. Can I get 5? Avitsmark. Down the line past An-Min Kyu. An-Min Kyu finds Avitsmark. Back to An-Min Kyu again, who gives the ball away to Harrison. Harrison finds Fabio to Denilson. Not that Denilson one would imagine. Into the box. Let's cover this. We haven't, and Fabio has scored. And that's going to peg us back to behind Fulham on alphabetical order. I would like goal number 5 now, please. That's really what I'm asking for. Goal number 5, just to seal this one off, would be great. Fabio's dropped back into midfield. Be more disciplined. I think we're going to see this one out. We've done everything we really needed to do. And I'd say we have succeeded on our return to the Premier League. That was a good win for us. We have still got some money to spend, by the way. I haven't spent all of the money yet. I do have an offer in for the last of the money, but I haven't actually spent it yet. So there is still, I believe, one more warm body to join us, which I don't dislike. Don't know where we go into the League Cup this year either. Do we go in second round? Ad manager. Hey Liam, I'm good, thank you. How are you? Welcome in. We've just kicked off our Premier League campaign with a lovely little 4-1 win over Swansea City. I'd say the new team looks pretty good. Our new striker scored twice. No complaints from any of that. And our new centre-half scored. So we've made a pretty good start to the season. In terms of our... What was the guy I was just thinking about? Activity. Did he sign? Did I forget I signed? I confirm that. Or I picked him. I didn't even realise I'd signed him. I remember signing Jana. Carbone. Oh, Gail Marrera's joined us as well. I've got to check my under-21s. Got to check my under-21s to see who's there. Right, Gail Marrera needs to be in our first team squad because he needs to play. He's an 18-year-old American who came to us on a free. We've still got £7 million to spend. And that helps immensely because one area I am concerned we are weak in is at right back. I'm concerned with our defensive efforts. Someone like that, if he's got the potential, could be really good. Especially at 19. He does, he's consistent. Yeah. 8 and 12. That didn't say 8 and 12 when I clicked on that. I can't afford 8 to 12 million at all. Not in the slightest. Burak Shivalek. He's probably too old. I need a player to be younger than that. Is the Dynamo Dresden player actually available? Maybe. Maybe. Doesn't make me take so long to reorganise this list now. Dynamo Dresden player on loan from RB Leipzig. He's not awful. Let's do it. 3.2. Happy days. That's half our budget. And let's see if there's a goalkeeper who is affordable. Where Paul Simons is an A+, but he's also 33 and he's not actually better than the goalkeeper we have, I don't think. So probably won't be him. There's not a lot of point bringing him in. It's interesting Noel Baloch is available. We took a loss on Noel Baloch. Let's just have a little look, just to see if we can do a deal to get him back in the door. 32.5, bit of a fee. I'll try it, but I don't know if we'll be able to pull it off. For Optimus 27 now, as I say, letting people test it. I've signed up for the testing as well. So they'll be doing the next few weeks, about 2 months for release, could be good. Yeah. I don't think it's going to be fundamentally that different from 26. If I get into the testing, I'll have a better idea. Obviously, I won't be able to talk about it because I mean they'll make me sign an NDA. But I'll see if they'll let me do alpha content. I'll ask them nicely, since they'll already have sent me a copy, so it just sort of makes sense to let me. Yannick Gutsmiedel. He'll do. That's a good fee. I needed the extra right back. It's not really the first team right back I was looking for, but the team was good enough to finish mid-table. So, oh, hello. Lovely. Right, Farrell out on loan. That's good. He needs some first team football / to be bought. We do want a right back, like a first team right back, but I know the player I want isn't out there. I know the player I want isn't out there. Which is really annoying. The player I want is probably Junior Tokulas. He actually wouldn't improve the team much. Right backs cost so much money in the future. Let's give all them a little look. Just for a start out. And then have a little look, see if any of these guys who are big names are worth signing. Just because the theory is that they've got the reputation for doing something, right? They've done something to get that reputation, so there must be something to them. That's sort of the hope. Volker's going on loan to Wigan, which is a lovely move for him, because Wigan are a championship side, but they are expected, because I checked their preview, they're expected to finish near the bottom, but I had a look at their team, and this is Wigan's. That's the guy they started with this season, which is odd. Apparently, their best striker is called Cooper. This guy, Ricardo Cooper, apparently is their best striker, according to the media. And Lodi Volker is definitely a better player all round, which leads me to think he's going to get a lot of goals for Wigan and probably come back ready. And if he doesn't, he doesn't, but I think he will. Be interesting if we get our old goalkeeper back on loan though. That would be interesting. Purely because, realistically, selling him was kind of a mistake, because he was a goalkeeper I could have built around, but the money I got for him helped me to build up the team, so I think we've done okay. And if we get him back on loan, we're laughing. Diao is developing concerns. I've got to be honest, I don't see Kwesi Diao playing much this year, so I may just sell him. May just sell him. go somewhere. Right, Caden Longmore is back in business. We've got Maidstone United in the cup. Maidstone United. There's a blast from the past. I think anyone who watches the streams, bar maybe Simon, is old enough to remember this, but Maidstone United used to be a league club. Like in real life, used to be a league club. Does it have that registered here? Has them being National League winners registered? There isn't a way to find a proper club history anymore, is there? Is there? League positions? Is there a way to do that now? I guess you just have to go through all this nonsense. It says founded in 1992. That's when the old club went out of business. I was 7, but I remember that happening. Really messed up my my league table tracker thing that you used to get with Match magazine or Shoot magazine or whatever it was at the time. If you've never seen one of those league table trackers, you've really lost out on nothing, to be honest. They were fun, but that was pretty much all they were. That was pretty much all they were. Right, we've got to play Charlton Athletic next. I think we should be able to beat Charlton. Maidstone, I don't even think I'm going to send our first email for. And Newcastle and Liverpool are our first proper tests. You'd like to loan Hassan Sulaiman. I don't hate that because he's not got a work permit. I don't hate that as a move either. So someone's drilling somewhere in the building. Someone's running an illegal dentist somewhere. Josh Ross is injured. That's fine. He was our third choice goalkeeper realistically. I reckon we'll survive without him. I'd like it if we could maybe get a bit more of this. Our trialists this summer. Did any of them end up getting contracts anywhere? I really want Zinedine Zidane Bedoya. Oh, hello, he's back. Good. Zinedine Zidane is going to join us. I'll take 5. There we go. Some will say that was a waste of money. Those people probably correct. Right, assign Miranda. Who was the other striker I really liked? Something Spanishy sounding. Barbosa. Oh, he joined Manchester City. It's disappointing. It's fine. Zinedine Zidane is a big part of my plan though, because I need a solid 10 and he is a solid 10. He feels like the goal boy. Certainly the off the bench goal boy. He's not affordable. He is affordable. Oh, he's too short to play centre half. Well. Huh. What are we saying for his price? I think it's like a rotation centre half. A rotation fullback. I don't hate him. About as much as I'm willing to pay for him, but I don't hate him. It certainly adds something to our squad in terms of a depth option. My words. Alright, I guess we're not buying him then. Cool. Sure, that's all totally normal. He'll be fine though. Mana's going out. Sure, go see a physio. Do your thing. Can I please have Noah Baloch back, please? Elri Okunu is going out and he's going to have a jolly good time at Southampton. Don't know where Southampton are in this universe. Where are Southampton? Championship. Cool. Okay, he's going to go play for them. Caetano is going to go out and get some loans and some loan experience under his belt as well, which is nice. Hopefully these guys are going to come back with all sorts of quality behind them. Ready to really help us out. That's the hope. Also, I was very confused tonight when I looked at Twitch when I logged in, because there seems to be like people doing thousands of views, and I'm like, I don't know any of those people doing thousands of views. I'll be honest, I don't know who any of those guys are, but that's fun. Branko Jones, Mohamed Andalusi, Callum Davis. What I'm seeing is a lot of players who aren't going to improve our side. Did Weljan score for Crawley? He bloody has. He bloody has. Ellis Bardi hasn't scored yet for Borough, but that's why he was sent down there. To learn his craft. The Charltonian Athletic up next, and feeling pretty good about them. I think I'm feeling pretty good about Charlton. Oh, Gucci in. German on deck. Another German on deck. Sort of hoping we'd let him stay at Dynamo Dresden, but that's fine. The Owl can go and join Millwall. That helps me out with a squad registration spot, I believe. Yannick Guschmiedel can come into our first team squad. I think he'll be fine, but... Benny, thank you for the streak/lurk. Enjoy the dinnerings, is I guess the thing. Lovely to have you by. Hope all is well. Do of course come rejoin us when you are having a munch, because I'm not going anywhere for a little while yet. Who am I trying to compare this guy to? Will Bell. He's not quite as good, but as backup he'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's on a plane. And I can't complain. Now, can we get a Zinedine Zidane to replace Diao in our squad? Be nice if he'd signed before we play Charlton. Otherwise, I've got to unleash him on Maidstone, which is not really the same vibe. When are you... Sunday, alright. We would have to unleash him on Maidstone. I don't hate him. I don't hate that at all. I think we're plenty good enough to pull that off. And if we're not, then... So we're going to be rotating against Maidstone anyway, so it will be a case of we'll have a look at all the other new signings I've made. No, Balak is down because of a work. Oh, he's also got a decision coming Sunday. Lovely. Oh, Siaka Dosso's got injured. Excellent. Do I have any goalkeepers left with working arms and legs? It's very possible I don't. Very possible I don't. Given the luck we've had. But you know, stranger things. Right, more scout reports on right backs. Too expensive, far too expensive, still too expensive. Jesus wept. Excellent. Right, Charlton Atletico up next, ready to go, getting it on deck. Don't know who's playing in goal for us. Genuinely have no idea who's fit. Guess we're about to find out which goalkeeper is fit. I don't really want to play Dosso, but I also don't really want to play Christoph Staple. We'll put Staple on the bench just in case Dosso's unable to make it through. Longmore is back, beautiful. Don't trust Donati in centre mid. I just don't. I'm not going to put Campany there. I'm going to put Carbone there. Oh, he's not fully fit either. Who was the other guy I signed? Ridge. Signed Ridge. He looked alright. Right, Caballero's there. Donati, Diao, Avitz, Mark. Still too many wingers. And I don't know which winger I drop. Probably not Foden, he plays everywhere. Dietrich is very good. Diao. Tullin. I think we'll just go with that. We'll go with that. I'll make do. I'll make do with what I've got there. And we're going to hope that our shiny full strength defence is exactly what we need. Given the rotating I've been rotating. Dress the team, pick up where you left off please boys. You were pretty good last time out. If you could be pretty good again, I'll be pretty happy. Honestly, if Cecilia keeps scoring, then I'll be really happy. Because he doesn't like big matches, so that's telling me he doesn't think this side of the Premier League is a big match, which is pretty good for us. We'll encourage the boys. Or some kind of set piece. Sefa with a free kick. He's probably going to shoot. Does. Oh. Oh. Okay. The fact we're about to have Noel Balloff show up again is quite useful too, assuming I can afford him. is 50-50. I don't really understand how his loan fee clause thing works. Once I've put in an offer for him for transfer as well, like an optional transfer. But if I can have him, I will have him. Ray Barrett's taking a free kick into the box, headed away, but only as far as Ridge to Bell. Will Bell's had a pop and just missed. Big Will Bell might develop into a proper worldie this season. He's only 2-star at the moment, but with 4.5, 5-star potential, I think. I think he just needs regular football in a good side. And he'll come on leaps and bounds this year. And we've got a good side. We're just got to provide the rest for him. There we go. Nungwe forward for Cecilia. Cecilia through. Almost. Wins a corner. Wins a corner. Nungwe will get a boost in his little match rating for that, because that was a good thing to do. Romario heads that away. Sefa. Sefa to Getachew. Getachew with a pop from range, he just misses. And our boys are looking like they are firing on all cylinders, ready for this second half that's about to start to be their moment. Right, I'm going to say I'm not happy with your performance out there, because we probably should have scored. Grab Bell, Sefa, Barra, Nanungwe, Getachew and Cecilia and just say, you've not been good enough, boys. Could you change that? And then hopefully, second half, let's just do a quick Oppo Instructorinos. Boom, boom. And we will be golden. We just have to get into their box, and I've got faith that we'll score a goal. I just kind of feel that. Are they still playing at the Valley? They are still playing at the Valley. That's nice. Right, can we have a goal now? Bell to Ridge to Barrett. Out to Bell. Bell gets tackled by Silvas. Bell, though, back to Ridge. Ridge trying to get across. It does. Headed away by Romario. Forced to Popescu. Popescu going to Duffy. And we've got to cover here. We've not really covered. Luckily, they've missed, which is fine. Let's fix this, because this is a disgrace. Right, attacking wise, Tullin wants to be a striker. I know that much. Getachew on for Foden. Barrett can replace Diao. Dietrich going on the right wing, and Bell off for Caballero. Let's nothing to change there. Beautiful. Wish there was a way out of that. There we go. Oh, it's cancelled all my changes. Excellent. Love that for us. Right, let's try that again then. Nanungwe off for Dietrich. Diao going in on the left hand side. Oh, sorry, he's going in on the 10, isn't he? And then, oh, nope, don't want to do that. Let's put it into combined. Diao for Foden. Cecilia for Tullin. Stretch. Stretched. Thanks, you're on Pip. It's a new human. Welcome, I guess. Let's encourage the boys. I think it actually tells me anyone follows. But there we go. We've had some followation. Right. We are not doing well. I'm a little bit curious as to how I fix that. Anything to change here? That will do. Well, it wasn't glorious. but it was functional and our goalkeeper didn't get injured. So I guess we take that and hope we are a bit more prolific next time we have to go out. It's Maidstone United. We're about to get 2 new players through the door, which I also love for us. So that's nice. Hopefully we will see that one through. Sure, he was great. Thanks, Hannah. What a line of questioning that was. You truly are an inspiration to journalists everywhere. New acquaintance. Who did I sell him? Who is this guy? I did sell him almost immediately upon arriving. Well, there we go. Right, let's see who we get to actually come in. Balloch would be amazing for us because I think that's probably guaranteed top half of the table. Probably guaranteed top half of the table if we get Balloch. Barring the injury crisis of the century. Sure, he is very nice and friendly. Thanks, I agreed with all of you. I don't know what any of you said, but I agree with all of you. So that was good. Right, more right backs to look at. Junior Terculas. That's a lot of money. 17. He's no good. He's alright, but too expensive. Far too expensive. Okay, good. Show me more. Are you seriously going to tell me I can't have Zinedine Zidane? Not Ballo's coming in though. We're back to full strength in goal. We are back to full strength in goal. So Solomon is gone. Go enjoy your developments. Decision on Tuesday, just before the game. Right, squad registration for you. Perfect. Love it. That worked out exactly as I wanted it to. For now, until I get Zidane, in which case it won't work out perfectly for me, because I'll have to deregister someone to make Zidane play. Potential issue with Anderson. Mr. Anderson. You're correct. I think we'll loan you out. Alright. I'll start you in the cups. Okay. Let's go with occasional play. Oh, there we go. He's a happy boy. Probably still try and move him on. See if we can get him a loan somewhere. Just in case. Norwich have restructured their debts. Old Norwich. Maidstone are away from Maidstone. Union Berlin. Got an update from them. Really is just about, can I have wherever you are, when did I sign you? Last season, I forgot you existed. Yeah, it's probably safe to say you can go. Given everything, sure, go out on loan, or not. I think we're going to play a B team. Potentially, you want to go away on loan? Alright, sure. Just makes room for me to loan more players. Sure. Go play for Eintracht Braunschweig. Thortha, nope. Eliathan, no. No. It's not much of a wing back because he can't cross. Miranda's back in full training. That was a great start. I don't hate 35 million for the Arc of the Owl. If I can get 35 mil, I'll take that. I will take that all day long and twice at night, to be honest. Dickoff suggests Maidstone could cause upset. Ramadan feels like I'm ignoring club traditions. Alright, but the reason you got sacked, isn't there, bud? You weren't even there long. Or here long. What traditions were you involved with in your 6 months in the job? Like, I got hired to spend loads of money. That's what I was told to do. Are we serious? Mariners, welcome in. How are we? It's been an hour from the salary, really did not disappoint. I'm glad it didn't disappoint. Zinedine Zidane is about to disappoint us because he can't get a work permit, but I'm glad you're here. Which reminds me, I am behind on my shouty dowdies. Didn't get the notification. Yeah, that's fine. You've only missed 2 games. We won 1, we drew 1. Stuff happened. If you're not following Benny and Mariners and you're watching, please do that because they're the best people. Basically, got to figure out how to make it actually do the shout out thing because I cannot make it do that. I don't know why. Have I got a button I can press that makes it do that? Probably not. Do I think the UCL is achievable that challenge? I think it is, but you'd have to get so much RNG. Like, you'd have to get so much luck out of it. Cannot stress the amount of luck you'd have to get. because San Marino's youth rating is so low, I'm inclined to say it would take a small miracle, but I don't think it's impossible. I just set out to prove you could win a European trophy. Oh yeah, our scouting network affects intake, so do the nationalities of your staff. It all plays in. Right, let's... New style video you enjoy, the long storytelling rebuildy things. I think 7 stream streak. I think I would do them better now. Like my Preston video is probably the best example of me doing it in a more streamlined way. I think. Like there has to be some kind of story that gets me really into it. Is he match fit? Has he played any games this season at all? Yeah. Yeah, he should be match fit. Good. Alright then. We will go with... him in goal. You are ineligible because you're under offer. Claxon to Champions League using a team of intergalactic superheroes. Oof. Not sure I can pull that off. I do want to do more storytelling videos next year. Like one-shot stories. That's not to say I currently have anything in mind, but I'd like to do more. Mastrino can go in there. Is one of you got a right back? I feel like if I'm going to play anyone at right back, it's going to be the guy that's 5'9", and then I can stick this guy in there. And then at left back, Francisco Jose Pereira. Can have a little run out, and then we'll just pick some backups. Bell. We'll go full strength backups just in case we find ourselves up creek no paddle. Midfielders. We do need to give him a look, so we'll give him a look. We'll give him a look next to him. You can be our 10. Then we'll have Armin Chung on the bench alongside Zakaria Salih. I think we'll put Tully on the bench there as well. Then midfielders, sure, because I need to look at him properly. Only signed Andy Holloway because he was free. I don't know if it was actually, if I didn't really have any sense of if he was any good or not. We'll put Dietrich on the right. Tavallari is a left winger, Bob. Who are you? Jordan Bessner. You're not fully fit yet anyway, so that's fine. Who are you? Jerome Ramsey. Sure, it might not hurt to pick you. And then strikers. Pierce up top, naturally. And we'll pick him as our get out of jail free card on the bench. That'll work. I know it looks like I've picked a really shit team, but we are playing a League 2 side, so let's not panic. Every bit effort to tell so soon as they sign players. Yeah, that's it. All we have to do is get into Europe while signing players, and it is a piece of piss. It is straightforward as fuck. And that's why I deliberately made it as hard as possible. Because I just thought trying to declare that challenge impossible was a joke. Because yeah, if I had had the ability to make transfers easily within 10 seasons, there is a whole conversation to be had. Which Loki did a video on the other day actually, about FM needing some kind of difficulty slider because it's too easy. Talking of which, Cardiff Met, Loki actually won the Champions League with several years ago. Whilst staying completely amateur as well. It was a genuinely impressive feat. Yeah. I was watching a video by Robbo earlier. And he was saying something I've been saying for a while, in that it's really frustrating that all the tactics that are meta just would not work in real life, and that surely the best tactics in the game should be the ones that would work with a real team. I know there's the argument that meta tactics are meta because the match engine's programmed to understand logical tactics and nothing else, but he does make a good point. You can play on the counter FM, but it's a pain in the arse. You basically have to find the fastest players with the highest work rate and one guy that can finish. And it's pretty much foolproof. They don't have to be particularly good players. As long as the guy in the 9 can finish and everyone else is quick and works hard, you will find success with that. Well, maybe. If you can find them in the database, you crack on with it. Right, let's do this. Let's score a goal, please. I honestly forgot Robert Adema was here. Let alone that I picked him. That's not ideal. Come on, can we get a goal, please? Because otherwise I'm going to have to send in the big boys. Jesus Christ. I'm in serious danger of having to send in big boys against friggin' Maidstone United. Like I might actually have to send out first team footballers. For a game against a League 2 side. Which, I'll be honest, it's far from ideal. Yeah, sadly not. Sadly, this is Maidstone United in the first or second round of the League Cup. Alright, we're getting closer. We're getting closer. Right, second half, I want to see almost anything else. Because that was piss poor. Like, some of these players could realistically expect to play in the Premier League. Dietrich has. Caballero has. Pereira will. Donati and Montanari will. And Dosso has. Alfie has made us our long video at Infantino. Oh, beautiful. Watch that tomorrow on a train, I reckon. Alfie, by the way, God bless him, he's doing everything he can to get HITC to fire him. It's really funny. He's got a contract with HITC, like a time limited contract, and he's desperately trying to get out of it. It's so funny. I've never seen anyone work so hard to try and get fired in my life, and I rate it. Let's see what Alfie's done thumbnail wise. Oh, it's actually on his channel. Wow. 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 Alfie's fucking desperate to get fired, isn't he? My God. My word. Alfie has gone out on a limb to get himself fired there. Channel forwards. Swappity doppity do. Drop to a false 9. You can go to a channel forward as well. Let's pause that. Buy us as much time as possible. Wildcats can't play up there. Direct, high. An hour long Infantino out sounds like a good time. Yeah, surely does. Come on, guys, someone put the ball forward. How the fuck have we lost that? How have we lost that? I should not have needed to put my first team out for that game. Our first team is apparently the 10th best in the Premier League. And every player I picked, bar one, was more than good enough to play in League 1 or above. there were at least 2 Premier League quality players in my starting lineup. 99 times out of 100, we batter Maidstone with that team. Cool, that was a nice interview to have to do. Right, next up we've got Newcastle, where we have to be better. We just have to be better. And the one saving grace is so Newcastle might have played their first team in their cup game. What's only one team with maximum points so far in the Premier League, and it's not us. So that's good. That's lovely. My day was mostly recording and editing, I'll be honest. Mostly recording and editing. Went to Boots. Ate a pizza. You know, nothing to write home about. How about yours? Chipped away reading Animal Farm some more. I don't remember when I read Animal Farm. Year 8, maybe? Maybe? In hindsight, they probably gave us the wrong Orwell book to read at school. Given what we know about the world now, probably should have read 1984 rather than Animal Farm. You've never heard of 1984? Oh. Like, don't get me wrong, Animal Farm, incredible book. Incredible book. All-time classic. 1984 is very prescient. I hadn't heard of the Odyssey. Oh, Jesus. So, when was 1984 written? 1984 was written in 1949, set as speculative fiction, obviously, in 1984, and he only missed by a handful of years. It's about fascism, it's about a nanny state, it's about people being surveilled, it's about not being able to trust the media. Like, he predicted the world we now live in 1949 with terrifying accuracy. It is spectacular. Don't recommend sitting down and trying to read the Odyssey. It's a great book, but Jesus Christ, it's a long, long fucking book. It's a long fucking book. Well, that is the book where we get the title of an epic from. It's about 9 million pages. Some say it is best used as a house brick. 1984 isn't like, it's not the most cheerful read in the world, but I reckon you get a solid way through it and just go, Jesus, how did he pull that off? Like, you will just sit there for a minute and just be like, that is quite a book. That is quite a book. It sticks with you for a little while after you finish reading it, that one. I just want to have a quick look before we get into this game. What is our preview saying now? Still 10th. Curious. Genuinely thought signing a new goalkeeper would push us up. But that's fine. What number have I got for Noel Balloch? 88. Now we've got our big star goalkeeper back in the fray. I do feel like every time you stop by my road, I just give you like a list of like a reading list. I come with homework. I don't know what the page count is on 1984. 328. It's not too bad, actually. It's quite a funny book as well. Did look in a bookshop today, not a single wrestling book. Curious. Like an indie one, or like a big one. Although, to be fair, I don't think Waterstones carry many. Yeah, Waterstones have never really been good. Borders used to be great for them. Smiths used to carry quite a lot. Oddly, so did the Works. I have somewhere got the official WWE history encyclopedia that I picked up in the Works years ago. Obviously, in the days of like Wikipedia, it's now largely useless, but it was quite a cool find for the time. Like if someone had done a dark match 25 years ago, their name would be in the book, or like a brief description of who they were. Come on, second goal, please. Second goal for us, please. I think I looked at signing this guy. I think he was one of the players I looked at one stage. Find out in a second. I'd like it if Will Bell could stop picking up random yellow cards. I'd like it if Al Cass could make a nuisance of himself, get a crossover. I'll do. It's a nice pass. Nice ball out to Will Bell. There we go. Abraham Getachew, German superstar, hero, legend, friend of all, member of the family. Abraham Getachew It's getting at you. Good stuff. Love it. Right. That's 2-0. That's a great way to start. We're top of the league. Top of the league. Stop the count. Stop the count. We are top of the league. We've done everything we need to do. Top of the Premier League. Anyone want to hazard a guess as to the last team to get promoted from the second tier and win the league in their first season in the top flight was? Anyone feel like hazarding a guess at the last team to do that? It wasn't Preston. I believe it happened in 1974. Go on, go on. Oh. No. To be honest, they were never really a top flight club. They just had a very good run. It was Derby County. Brian Clough got them promoted from Division 2 and then as champions, and then won Division 1 the following year. Believe it's the only time a team has won promotion followed immediately by a title. Very good side he built that year. Turkey Al Sheikh just pulled out of buying them. Doesn't sound like a huge loss for them. It's true. City did do the opposite. Yeah. I don't want to get into a big old how much I love Brian Clough, but everyone loves Brian Clough, really. But he's also the only man to have won the Champions League twice despite only qualifying once. There's a fun fact. Won the Champions League twice, the European Cup twice, and only qualified once. Which is pretty legendary. Oh, Domenico Sicilia making it 3-0. I like Domenico Sicilia. He's done alright. Abraham Getachew settled in nicely. Oh, that was Mark Crossley. Mark Crossley's got some brilliant Cloughy stories. He was quite good for a nickname or for a quote. Was Cloughy. Both of the books about him are really, really good. He did his own autobiography, which I think is called "Provided You Don't Kiss Me," or something similar. And then his assistant manager Peter Taylor wrote a book about his time with Brian Clough, and they're both incredible. The Peter Taylor book is called Clough by Taylor, I believe. Great story in those books. Including the story of, I think it was Trevor Francis. He was asked for £1 million to sign Trevor Francis, and he goes, "I'm not spending £1 million on a player," so he spent £99,999 on him. just because he didn't think any footballer was worth £1,000,000. Which I think is a great story. Yeah, yeah. Now Morgan Rogers, £117 million. There was another. I always forget the player it was that he was talking about. There was one footballer I think he took on trial at Forest. Not anyone that was a particularly big name, but he was reported to have said, "Now, son, you're not the worst player I've ever seen, but I can't remember a worse one." He also famously told Stuart Pearce when he signed him um, that he didn't think when he looked in the yellow pages for an electrician he'd find a left back. Well, that's always a great Cloughy quote. I won't say I'm the best manager in the world, but I'm in the top one. If God had meant football to be played in the sky, he'd have put grass in the clouds. Always good Cloughy quotes. And there was time on a talk show and got into some kind of weird promo war with Muhammad Ali. Have you never seen this clip? Oh my word, let me find you this clip. This will make your day. Share, that's what I want. Copy that. His whole feud with Don Revy as well. Oh. The only reason you became England manager, Don, is because I don't like brown envelopes. Yes, do enjoy me some coffee. never not have a good time with Sir Brian Clough. Oh, Clough vs Ali is outstanding. It's beautiful. So the great quote was, I scored 251 goals in 274 games. You couldn't score 254 times if I gave you a free pass to a brothel. Never run out of good... You cannot physically run out of good Cloughy quotes. It is literally impossible to run out of great Cloughy quotes. I know he's a smoggy, but for what it's worth, he did score 54 goals for Sunderland, so in 61 games. Oh, no. Ollie wishes he was as charismatic as Cloughy is, or Cloughy was. In Ollie's wildest dreams, he couldn't be as charismatic as Cloughy was. Brian Clough once met Princess Diana and asked her if she'd married Charles because he came with radar. Cloughy had gags for days. It is a shame that he ruined his career on the drinking, but Cloughy was a guy who just... You'll never run out of good Cloughy stories. Oh, yeah, I can't imagine Gary O'Neill having the balls, to be honest. Let me there's a BrianClough.com with classic Cloughy quotes. Oh, that's what we need. Manchester United in Brazil, hope they all get bloody diarrhea. When I was admitted to the heart unit, somebody sent me a get well telegram that said, we didn't even know you had one. Oh. Oh, Steve Cooper. Rome wasn't built in a day, but I wasn't on that particular job. It doesn't get better. It doesn't get better than a Brian Clough quote. Who the hell wants 14 pairs of shoes when you go on holiday? I haven't had 14 pairs of shoes in my life. Brian Clough's stories on dealing with Roy Keane. I only ever hit Roy the once. He got up, so I couldn't have hit him very hard. It's the life we need. Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Well, that's gone well. I can't loan him out because he's too old to be loaned out. Oh, I've heard that story. I like that story. He was always doing that. He was always doing that. Sending his players to play for his kids' Sunday League team. Nigel Clough tells a story about him doing that. Because it wasn't Nigel's team, it was his brother's team. I forget his brother's name. Mark? I could look it up quite easily. I don't know why I don't. I could look it up very easily. What was Brian Clough's other son's name? Simon. It was Simon's team. Simon was a scout for a little while. Worked with both Brian and Nigel, and there was at least one occasion where Brian Clough sent at least 8 current or ex-Forest players to play in a cup final. Like a local Sunday League Cup final, just to make sure his kid got a trophy. Can't imagine Bruno Fernandes playing for any charity team, if I'm honest. Damn, 11. For fuck's sake, I've had 3 bastard goalkeepers injured on the same day. Jesus Christ. I say, does our keeper coach think shooting practice involves a sodding shotgun? What are you doing, Ben? Let's have a look at old Scouty Bollocks, because the goalkeeping coach, because he can't be terribly smart. First of all, reassign that so we're not everyone doing 48-hour shifts. We've got vacant roles, not bacon rolls, but vacant roles. Let's have a look at our jobs list, shall we? Right, we've got Rene Gilmine, who should be alright, and Dashan Cooper, who again should be alright. Probably a better goalkeeping coach than he ever was a player. That's crazy. Assuming this is right, he started off as a goalkeeping coach, then went and played as a goalkeeper. with no previous experience. That's mental. Exactly, Benny. To be fair, it was only for Hartley and Whitney, which is, I'm going to be nice and say, not the highest level of football. Oh good, we found a bug. I just want to see, there we go, right, what messages did I miss there? Nothing special. Nothing special. Why is Alfie trying to leave HITC? Because they keep trying to control the videos he makes. They want his videos to be under 12 minutes and feature lists of 7. That's all they want him to make. Is lists of 7 in under 12 minutes. And Alfie doesn't want to do that because they don't do well on the channel. Like, if you look at his 7s over the last year or so, compared to his other videos, you look at the numbers, they don't do anywhere near as well. It's a bad business decision by HITC. And they've told him he can't criticise politicians. They've told him he can't discuss politics in any way, shape or form. Yeah, it's really fucking stupid. Like, because for my money, he is among the better football journalists in the world. I know he probably wouldn't tell you he was a football journalist, but he is. But yeah, I like when there's a long video where you can really deep dive a topic. He seems to really enjoy doing it. And like, you can tell he fucking enjoys doing it. I think we'll take Bilal Hoyce if he's available on a freebie. It's not. But like, he just loves a deep dive into football history, and I really rate that. I don't think we see enough of those. He did do a mini, so he did a mini series of the 7 most right wing clubs, which, you know, they told him he had to do a list of 7 under 12 minutes. They didn't at that time tell him it couldn't be political, so he didn't break any rules. They don't seem happy that he did it, but he didn't break any rules. But he said, oh, if you want the most left wing clubs, I've got to get 10,000 likes, so everyone smashed the like button to bits. I went, well, I suppose if this one gets 10,000 likes, I'll do the most centrist clubs. One day he will learn that people will fuck with him. He's been studying a series on a channel called Politiki Taka. I can see why it's only had 1 episode. That's a bastard to say out loud. I'd have looked at that name, said it once, and gone, nah. I don't think we will. I can afford him. I don't need him, but I have to. Oh, I do have to register him. Oh, I thought I said it was. I thought I said he was 20. Come back. Come back. Never said this before, but I need to pull out. Donate him as a backup. Alfie's best videos will probably definitely talk at death about the actual football clubs of history. Yeah, I love it. I love an Alfie history video. The one where he went. Did you see the one where he went to Prague to look at the biggest ever football stadium? Crazy work. £49 million worth of centre back. I am thin on the ground at centre back. His England-New Mexico was very good. There's a stadium in Prague that holds 350,000 people. It's not used for anything bar as like a training pitch anymore. But he went and had a look at it. It's a really great video. It used to be like a military parade ground. Oh, I like Neve. I love Neve. She's moved to London though, so she's sold out. And she's also moved to London and into a house with about a dozen other YouTubers, which sounds like my idea of hell. There are already too many YouTubers in my house for my liking, and I live alone. So, if you said to me, hey, do you want to live with 3 other YouTubers, I would look at you like Vietnam veterans stare at things, like 1,000-yard stare, like, no. No. And don't get me wrong, I like people. I like a lot of people. I like a lot of people for a lot of reasons. I don't like anyone enough to have them around me at all times. I cannot imagine a world in which I would want someone hanging around me at all times. I think I'd probably kill someone. Which, if I ever mention something stupid about like getting married, you should remind me of, because I've made a mistake. Quite frankly. Also, I'm very aware I'm just loaning players from Benfica. It wasn't entirely deliberate. There are just a lot of people in this list who play for Benfica. And I'm looking for cheap loans. Shredan Begovic. Sure. Be free, please. He'll be free tomorrow. I don't even know why I'm looking at this today. All these players will cost nothing tomorrow. I'll have people begging me to take their players on loan. If a custom league doesn't work because of the outdated actual database, yeah. So when you start the game, you get the drop down thing. Just set it to whichever one says it'll work. Because like Timo's really bad for, which is understandable because he puts out 5,000 a year. Timo is really bad for updating his mods. Teeny does it, but Timo doesn't, which makes it way more confusing. Not sure I can trust a jolly Benoit. He's probably done something awful. Is that an acceptable joke to make? Probably not. That's probably not an okay thing to say out loud in public. Ricky? Alright, Ricky. Let's send you on loan then, Ricky. No. Why am I still doing this on the day before friggin' deadline? I'm such a twat. Players will be free tomorrow. Why am I offering to pay for them just to get a little bit of a jump on them? These are all squad depth players. You're offering me a lot of money for Jerome Ramsey. who is a player I don't need to register. Oh, I made a joke about how I would be suspicious of a Jolly Benoit because there was a player called Jolly Benoit. It was a tad dark. To say it was not an okay joke would be something of an understatement. Carly Swansea just tried to get away with offering me next to nothing for a player who was quite good. He's out on loan. If I can get him a work permit, I'll get him a work permit. It'll be fine. Can I please have transfer deadline day, please? Transfer deadline day. See to play. Minyaga, that's impressing. Good. Good. Deadline day. Love it. Love that for us. Lucio. It's gonna be all business all day. Can I have more money? Increase transfer budget. Please make that choice today. Excellent. Love a tutorial pop-up. End tutorial. Good. Yes, I'd like to skip that tutorial. When we did a record, clip, edit, then do the voiceover in one sitting? No. I think I recorded each clip individually and then stitched it all together. And also, I didn't realise that I could just zoom in on the video footage in the video editor, so a lot of things in there are like screenshots that have become JPEGs that have been then pasted in on things. It took fucking forever. I didn't even know it was possible for a video to take that long. I will never make one that long again in my life. Under any circumstances. Or at least I'll never make a video that long that takes that long. I should, if I'm being more accurate. Like, I know I will eventually get into like video essaying. But that will be, I'll write a full essay, then I'll read the essay into a camera, then I'll stick clips over the top. It will still be faster. Right. Who isn't registered that should be? I'd imagine nobody I'm going to miss. Like, I'd love to get rid of Janos Molnar. Probably not, actually. I would really like to do more of like a media literacy angle, like a kind of breaking down of storytelling type deal. So like it would be somewhere between like film review and book report, I guess. Like, I'd really like to look at the storytelling philosophy of video games. Or that's something like that. So let me see if I can find a... Let me see if I can find one of the people I would watch who is similar. I don't know why to make it pull up all my subscriptions. There we go, we're good, we got there. I want A to Z. I want it new activity maybe? Whoa, welcome in! Guys, if you're not enjoying yourself the magic that is Warcraft, and I don't know why you wouldn't be, but do go follow the World of Warcraft. So I was just talking about how I'd like to do more video essay stuff, and I was just okay, so one person I really like that I would recommend checking out, she does more like drama stuff, but she does do video essays occasionally, is Delilah Morgan. She's very funny. I'm quite a big fan of hers, but she does some true crime stuff as well, so she's very good. And fuck's sake, YouTube, why are you being such an absolute dick, YouTube? Just give me the list of people I fucking subscribe to. So like media breakdowns. So another person I really love her videos, is Samantha Lux. She brings me joy. She's very funny, and she brings me joy. She shouldn't make me laugh as much as she does, but she has put me on the floor in tears before now. And who else have we got? I love how when you put subscriptions into like has published recently, I see people I've not seen a video actually from in fucking forever recommended on my homepage. Like, intellectually, I knew Loki must have put a video out recently. He appears about 4th in my list of most recent people. And I've not seen one of his videos recommended for me to watch in fucking months. Just trying to work out. There were so many people. I have no idea how many millions of people I follow and I am subscribed to on fucking YouTube, by the way. I couldn't tell you. Anyone who looked through my list of people I'm subscribed to on YouTube would think I was fully fucking broken, if we're honest. Apparently there's been a new Footy Adventures video recently. Haven't seen it recommended. Come on now, where are we? sort of. It's more like Alice's new video. I'm going to keep that up so I remember to watch Alice's new video. It's more like breaking down the story. It's more breaking down the storytelling techniques used in video games and the meanings behind that. I'm just trying to find like someone who does it really well. But like I said, I follow so many fucking people. Oh, there we go. Maybe. There's too many trans girls called fucking Lily. There we go, right. So Lily Simpson does them really well. But like with films and TV shows. And the other one, oh, I know I don't. Now I'm going to preface this with, I'm fully aware this guy's fucking awful. I am fully aware this guy is the fucking worst. Okay? As a human being, he is the fucking worst. But as a content creator, he's actually quite good, and that's Oxhorn. He does lots of breaking down of the lore of Fallout, and he's very good. But he is the fucking worst human being. Like, spend 30 seconds having a wander in the rabbit hole of Oxhorn lore, and you'd be like, Jesus Christ, this guy should be fucking locked up. There is some stiff competition for worst human being. Welcome in, Simon. It turns out that our dear friend Alfie has recently nominated Gianni Infantino for said title. Apparently he might be worse than Hitler. Which seems like a slight overreaction. I'm not saying he's a good guy, but worse than Hitler is potentially a little bit incendiary. Even for me, that's somewhat incendiary as a suggestion of a human being. I was really hoping someone really good under 20 was going to appear, I'll be honest. For free, please. Yeah, I'm glad you showed me that, but also I'm a little bit traumatized. I didn't think Alfie would play with fire that much. Yeah. Like, usually Alfie's quite good at straddling the line between, like, sensationalist clickbait and this might get me fucking sued. That's not his finest work. I would suggest that Gianni Infantino could probably quite successfully sue him for that without really breaking a sweat. And it's not like Gianni Infantino's not aware he's the worst. But he is aware that he is marginally better than Hitler. Like, he knows enough to know that being compared to Hitler is a bad thing. And to the best of my knowledge, Gianni Infantino has never killed 7 million people. So, oh, I don't even want to know. I do enjoy how triggered Alfie gets by the comments, I'll be honest. Alfie does get quite triggered by his comment section. He made a video once that was like the 11 best, the best English 11 of all time. and he put Rio Ferdinand in it, and I fucking roasted him for it in the comments. And he got so triggered by it that in a video later discussing the England team, he spent a full 5 minutes bitching because I'd roasted him for saying that Rio Ferdinand was one of the 2 best English centre-halves of all time. Like, he could not handle that I called him out for that. Which, I'm sorry, factually, no. Yeah. Yeah, he does that. Like, I'm just throwing this out there factually. Are we really trying to claim here that Rio Ferdinand, in a 4-4-2 or a 4-2-3-1, gets in that team ahead of Bobby Moore and Terry fucking Butcher? John Terry. Jack Charlton. I know it sounds like I'm just throwing names out at random, but I think I could make a strong argument for all of them being better footballers than Rio Ferdinand. I mean, I quite like Terry Butcher. He did everything I want from a defender. He kept the ball out of the goal, and he bled a lot. I'm a simple human. But like, I reckon I'd get to, if I really sat and thought about it, I reckon I could get to 10 centre-halves better than Rio Ferdinand. For England, I do love Paul Ince. I know John Moxley doesn't count because he's not a defender. He is mostly offensive. But like, I know if I really wanted to trigger a Rio Ferdinand fan, I'd just say he was a poor man's Carlton Palmer, but I mean, throw Tony Adams in there maybe. I wouldn't even consider it necessarily totally egregious to suggest that Gareth Southgate was a better all-round player than Rio Ferdinand was. But it's okay to take the mick. But we'll not be besmirching the great name of Carlton Palmer. I think I just have a weird thing against Rio Ferdinand as well. But then I also have a weird thing against Sol Campbell, which starts to sound like I'm racist, but it's not a racist thing. It's more, Rio Ferdinand's a dozy twat, and Sol Campbell is horrendously disloyal. And also a cunt. Okay, Carlton may not be the best English Palmer. That's clearly Ollie. Followed loosely by Robert. What's really sad is that I'm now making these jokes and realising that in 17 days' time, me and Llama are going to be in the same place. Just let that sink in for a second. 17 days from now, me and Llama are going to be in the same place. With these gags. I don't think the world is ready for that. I think you should, Simon. I think it'd be a good time. I mean, Ank's there. On the sidelines. Not in the team, as best I know. Dan's there. Well, there are creative type people who aren't us, but yeah, come hang out. We'll have a good time. Will Miles be there? I very much doubt it. It's so hard to get Miles to take part in any kind of charity thing. Even before he fucked up 25 and 26, it was so hard to get Miles to play in a charity thing, or to even engage with a charity thing. To the point where, have I mentioned this before? A few years ago we tried to get like an FM content creators team together to just play like charity matches up and down the country. And I had contacted Miles. This was the first year I think they brought out the FMFC shirts. I contacted Miles and I said, look, this is what we're doing. Is there any way we can do some kind of deal where we could maybe get a supply of these shirts to wear, representing the community, like the game and the community in charity games? And the response I received was about an inch and a half from fuck off and die. Could have politely said no, but like it was like, oh, if you use our official purple in the shirts, we might have to take legal action. If you use any kind of Football Manager logo, we might have to take legal action. And I was like, buddy, grow the fuck up. It's fucking 20 people wanting to play football to raise money for fucking charity. We're not fucking looking to rip off the entire brand and besmirch it in any way. If anything, it's good for you. Maybe get the fuck on board and help us promote this shit. You know, look at what our community does for the community. Give them a fucking hand. But yeah, anyway, basically, I emailed their press people and their community contacting. I got a response back from Miles about it. And I was like, A, that didn't need to escalate to Miles. Surely you've got the authority to say yes or no below that level. And also, Miles, why are you being such a dick? I think like my biggest... Oh, this was like 3-4 years ago. Whatever the first year was they brought out the FMFC shirts. 23, 22 maybe? But yeah, like, I've never wanted to say like, oh, content creators owed anything or whatever, right? I'm never going to say like, they owe us shit as content creators. As much as I could make an argument they do. I'm not gonna say they fucking owe us anything. I don't want to be this fucking entitled prick. But I think when you've got a group of people who spend their own time and money making content that ultimately promotes your product at zero cost to you, and they say, hey, we've got this community around this product you produce and creating content for it, we'd just like permission to use this one piece of artsy shit you own to tie the brand together so we can do something for charity, and you say no, I think is grim. I think it's grim, numb, corporate bullshit. I just don't think that reflects well on anybody involved. Yeah, and it was like whatever shade of purple they used on the kit, which to be honest, I couldn't even tell you what the fucking HTML fucking code for it was. With a gun to my head, couldn't tell you what colour that was. But it was just like, why are you killing something dead in the water for realistically no gain? Oh, hello. We'll have him. For realistically no benefit at all. No benefit at all to you, no loss to you, just because you can. And then it left me feeling bad, because if I'd never said anything to them, they'd have been none the fucking wiser. Like, we might have got like a half-assed cease and desist a week later. But, you know, I could spend days of my life ranting about how poorly FM treats its content creating community. As a whole, I'm hoping the new guy in charge will fix that. I am hoping he comes through and fixes that for us. Because he was known to be a guy that did really good things where he was previously. Like, he understood the synergy of content creation and brand promotion. So that's nice. Yeah. I don't know, just a thought. Anyway, I guess we'll find out. Yeah, the new guy is called Chris Groves. He used to work for EA, Cody's and Frontier. And Frontier were always really, really good about community engagement. So if he can bring that over, I'd be quite happy. But we will see. Oh, it's less of a what's happened. It's more just like a Sports Interactive have put a new guy in charge of managing the community. And he's got a really strong pedigree coming from Cody's, where I think he worked on the F1 games, and Frontier, where I assume he also worked on the F1 game. but I'm hoping he is better than what we had previously for community engagement with both the forums and the content creation community. That's what I'm saying. F1 Manager was never going to make enough money. Historically speaking, F1 management sims, the licensed ones, always do badly because the number of people who want to play one and the difficulty in producing a good one doesn't make the cost of that license worthwhile. That's why Motorsport Manager will always own that market, and they're bringing out a sequel, by the way, because they just make a game that has everything you need from a racing management game, fictionalizes all the cars and teams and things, and then makes it very, very moddable. Thank you very much, Meredith. I don't think SI is creating an F1 management game. I don't see that happening. Content creator management game, I think there actually is one already. Not an SI one, but I think so. So, Motorsport Manager Mariners, the original developers licensed it for distribution to Sega about 10 years ago, 10, 12 years ago. And towards Easterish time, maybe just before Easter, maybe it was Valentine's Day, after years of no updates on Motorsport Manager, posted an update to the Steam page where they said, hey, we've got the license back. And then a couple of weeks ago, they started doing a countdown on their Twitter page, I think it was. And I believe it led to the announcement of Motorsport Manager 2. I believe. It did. It's coming next year. Motorsport Manager 2 is coming out next year. They didn't do much in the way of a... Jeez, that's been nearly 6 weeks now. They didn't do much in the way of a reveal trailer, but she do be coming. Next year. And I'd be lying if I said I didn't actually prefer Motorsport Manager to the F1 games. The F1 Manager games. There are a lot of things in the F1 Manager games that I liked, but I liked them because Motorsport Manager didn't really have any inspiration to put them in at the time. But now they've seen what's been done with F1 Manager, it could be about to have a really good time. We could be about to have a really, really good time. Especially because I presume it's going to launch with all the things that Motorsport Manager eventually had. So things like endurance racing and other sports cars, as well as some other things that people were modding for it. So bikes, hopefully some kind of oval racing. Because I do enjoy me some oval racing. May have mentioned that in the past. I am a big fan of oval racing. I know there are people who don't enjoy it, but I do. I very much do. So I'd like it if that was incorporated properly rather than just one track in the new one. Journeyman works and F1 doesn't. Everyone can branch out of different racings and look to the same 11 teams. Not have to change things like that. Yep, that's absolutely true. And also they had the promotion relegation thing that made it way more immersive because you could take your team up. There is a really good 1986 mod that you can do that in too. Try the F1 set ourselves and not go well. I did one. Was it Fairford Air Show? They had for some reason, the RAF reserves or similar. What do I think? Cadets. It was the cadets, I think. Had a trailer set up just full of iRacing rigs. And there was one guy that was sat on there for hours, making out like he was Billy Big Bollocks. And I sat in a sim for about 5 laps, for about 5-10 minutes, did about 5 laps to warm up. Then I took him on one, and he didn't want to be in the sim anymore. And I felt bad for him, but there were a queue of kids waiting, and I couldn't just let him sit in that chair for ages. Ah, the army, that's the one. Yeah, licensing is the death of customization. And yeah, F1 would have went far better with F1 and F2. I would like to be able to see them do something whereby all of the series exist independently of each other, but like connected the way they are in real life as well. So I'd love to be able to go from managing in F2 to IndyCar to F1, regardless of what they actually call those series in the game. I'd be very excited to give that a go. I don't actually need any players. I don't know why I keep looking up. I guess it's because it's deadline day and we all do a bit of window shopping on deadline day. But I don't actually think I need any more players. Oh, karting's not much management required. Although, because I'm apparently just sharing everything I've looked at over the last week. There was a video I watched the other day that I found very entertaining. There we go. So for those who are aware of Cameron Das, who was a Formula 3 driver, he now has a YouTube channel where he goes karting. And he decided it would be really good fun to enter the 24 hours of Silverstone karting and just casually bring a Formula 1 driver along as part of his team. As you do. They're going to keep bidding until that goes to a stupid price, aren't they? That's gonna get to a number where I think the board should have taken that money for him. Like, I fully rate the effort you go to be like, oh yeah, we're opening a 24-hour kart race in Silverstone, and we're gonna bring along Jack Crawford, Aston Martin's reserve driver. We do need the obligatory. Wouldn't it be great if you could start off as one of the driver's engineers? Wouldn't it be great if you could start off as the intern in the catering department, and then you can work your way up. You make a really good cup of tea. So someone lets you serve food on the hospitality areas, and then if you really work hard, you might be allowed to be the receptionist at the factory. And then from there, you can really work your way up, as you do in real life, of course, to get a job in aerodynamics. Oh, don't. It's just a matter of time. Just a matter of time. And, like, it's one of those things where when people do it with Football Manager, I understand it. I would love it to have all those random game modes. I'd love to have a chairman mode, a director of football mode, a fucking manage the under 12s mode, whatever. Right? That's great. But also, these people don't understand how bloated that game would be. You'd never, ever get it to run on most PCs. And that's what people fail to understand. Well, I tried building one, and I was very quickly becoming very aware that I was building a game that my PC would not be capable of running. And my PC is not shit. And that, to me, is something of a problem. Right, we're going to register him all now just because he's got an ESC and he'll be worthless without it. Yeah, there will be people who go, oh, it'd be better if you actually play. Good, it's called FIFA. You're 12. Fuck off and play FIFA. Refereeing, what's it called? Refereeing sim? Oh, I've got it on my system. Why am I asking? I own this game. I could literally just look. Football referee simulator. It's pretty good. Don't hate it. It's not great, but I don't hate it. It could be much better, but I don't hate it. Like, it is a game where you essentially wait to click one of two buttons repeatedly. Funnily enough, you can actually do that in Motorsport Manager. Oh, you have to agree it before the start of the season. You can't just randomly decide to change the rules on the last lap, like someone who we won't name because it might get messy. Sorry, messy. Yeah, I played it. I was going to make a video on it. So if you ever see me do like as I know you know I've done a few times. Oh, I found this game and I thought I'd try it out. What tends to happen is I will probably play a couple of hours of it before, even if I tell you like it's a first look. I'm full pulling back the curtain. Usually I've had a look at it for a couple of hours. A, just to make sure it works, and B, because I want to make sure it's fun to watch. Like, I wouldn't want to make a video, like, I don't want to spend 10 minutes making a video on a game that doesn't look like fun. Unless, like, it's like that random football management simulator I tried in the summer, where I saw it and I was like, people are going to see this, and the screenshots look really good, and I really want to go into this blind, so that I can say either do or don't. But like a football referee simulator, I played it for a couple of hours. I just thought, this is not terribly entertaining content. And I sort of made that call. The other one, the card game, that I can't remember the name of because apparently I am retarded today. Why is that not showing up? It's on my hard drive. Why isn't it showing up? Did I stick it in a random fucking folder somewhere? Nutmeg. That's what I was thinking of. I didn't do a video on that yet, but it does look fun. Like, it was a little bit of fun. I didn't like it initially because I couldn't just pick whatever team I wanted to manage whatever year. It made me fucking unlock them, and that annoyed me. But yeah. Something was deserved. Hamilton, yeah, I mean, Yeah, I feel like I shouldn't get too far into Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen. Fuck it, I'm going down the rabbit hole. I'm going down the rabbit hole. Max Verstappen is like a child cosplaying as Ayrton Senna, but without any real appreciation of just how fucking good Ayrton Senna was. Like, he tries to do all the same tricks that Senna did, that Schumacher did, but he doesn't fully appreciate just how goddamn good you have to be to pull that shit off without killing someone. That's the bit that bothered me with Max Verstappen. Like, there's driving dangerously, and there's driving dangerously without being in full control. And Max Verstappen does a lot of the latter. But yeah, you're right, Will. He does drive an F1 car like he's playing it with damage turned off. And it's not the way. Like, people used to talk a lot about how Senna would sort of force a pass and make you think like either I get out of his fucking way or he's going to put us both in the wall. But there was never really a danger that he was going to put you both in the wall unless he intended to put you both in the wall. He just did enough to scare you into pulling out of the move. Which in my opinion is perfectly fucking valid. Max doesn't seem to understand the difference between trying to scare someone out of a move and being irresponsible. And it really bothers me. It's really unsafe. It scares me almost every time. And having grown up very aware of the dangers of motorsport, very aware. I know I've talked about this before. I come from a family that's involved in motorsport, right? And the first motor race I ever watched on television as a kid was San Marino in '94. Like, one of my very, very first memories of life is my dad making me leave the fucking room when Senna hit the wall. So my brain automatically just thinks Formula One is a little bit fucking dangerous. Motor racing is a lot fucking dangerous. Now, I don't like that Verstappen drives like he's immortal. It bothers me. And yeah, the whining. You're not wrong about the whining. Not even slightly wrong about the whining. He moans like a little bitch. I've heard porn stars moan less than he fucking does. I'm not taking anything away from his ability as a driver. He's clearly a perfectly semi-competent driver. But how have I not played this guy yet? My god. Alright, he's going to get in the team. Yeah, he just bothers me a lot. I think there's a fine line between being a truly world-class driver and being certifiably fucking insane. And I do occasionally wonder which side of that line Max Verstappen lives on. I've got far too many wingers in this squad. I'm such an idiot. Why did I build this squad? I've got like 5 wingers that could be on this pitch right now. And every single bastard one of them is left-footed. Let's drop Foden. I don't need him on the bench. I've got 2 great wingers there. 2 guys that can play in the 10. I've got 2 guys that can play in the 6. My defence is more or less covered. Screw it, let's go play Liverpool. See, liking any of the British drivers, perfectly valid. I get it. Especially George Russell. I never thought growing up that I would encounter a British driver more personalityless than Nigel Mansell until George Russell appeared. George Russell could bore the paint off of walls. See, I like Ollie Behrman. I feel bad admitting this, but I do quite like Lando Norris. Which is weird, because I know most of his fans are 6, but I do quite enjoy Lando Norris. Last thing, I'm going to get a bottle of cider. I just feel like one. Oh, somehow, despite being able to open a bottle with almost anything in my house, I cannot find anything in my house I can open a bottle with. Right, welcome in to Kit. Oski says hi. Oski can message anytime, that's fine. Russell was from Rose, chosen car would drive be a Vox. That's how boring he is. It's true, and his dad would pay for it. King Cobra, welcome in. Hope you're doing well. We are appearing to be drawing with Liverpool, which is good because we've got all our scousers in Twitch chat. All our scousers have appeared. Day 5 of being together in person. My words. Oh, we've got the right la. Yeah, la. Right, la. and it would be great. So we're making fun of George Russell, we're being Scouse, we're playing Liverpool, losing to Liverpool now. Drinking cider, talking a bunch of bollocks, standard stuff. Boss that lah. Here she needin'. She's on the ball. Whacked and maiming. Teen. Cross goes over. Bocchio's there. Lovely. Bosh. There you go. I've over-scoused that now. You've all heard my terribly worrying Scouse accent now. We've all gone a bit mad. Full lads, indeed. We've gone full lads. You know it's serious when you don't just say la. Oh my word, we've got a Bocchio song. He's an entirely fictional player, I think, and he's got a song already. I say I think, because we have had at least one real player that exists. Tommaso Bocchio, 34, 500 appearances, joined from PSG, 152 million quid. Fuck me. Florentine is from Norway? Paraguay. Makes more sense. He's been Liverpool for fucking ever. He's been some performer for them. He's got a statue on the cop, that fella. He couldn't get fucking stabbed in Toxteth, that la. Also, because apparently I was young and stupid and fucking naive, by the way. You know the band that we've all, for years, I say we've all, obviously Scousers haven't, but we've all for years been referring to as the Lars, who did the song There She Goes back in the 90s. I was far too old when I realised they were actually called the Laz. Marius, I appreciate this may be a reference that's a little bit before your time. The Lass were a band in the late 80s, early 90s, a Scouse band, obviously, who did a song that you will have heard. It was covered once by a band called Sixpence None the Richer, and it basically goes, there she goes again, racing through my brain. There you go, that's a sample of the Laz. But anyway, yeah, I was far, far older than I should have been when I figured out that I'd been pronouncing that band's name wrong my entire life. I was trying to work out why I didn't have a striker on the bench. Last week his Portman Road hasn't seen any media since 1988. Oof. Home Alone was 1990, I believe, dead on. I could be wrong, but I'm only out by about a year. I will say with some degree of confidence, I'm only about a year out. Tops. Let's ask Google. Hey Google, Home Alone 1990. Bloody was. Look at me knowing stuff. December 1990. Like, could we please have a goal? I'm getting awfully tired of losing to Liverpool. Boss that la, indeed. Super. Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. So you know I've studied Scouse, I can say big, long, imaginary words in a Scouse accent. It's not just a Jamie Carragher impression. Obviously, because I'm speaking English and not fucking mumbling. But my Scouse accent did start as a Jamie Carragher impression, originally. Because he used to do interviews on Sky Sports after games where like, yeah, I think we do very well and maybe we do, I thought we'd done really well, Gerald, he's alright, you know, yeah, well, maybe we could just, maybe. Fucking Carragher. When I found out he retired and become a pundit, I laughed for like an hour. Because I was like, they know pundits talk, right? And fucking Carragher sounded like he had a brain injury when he started playing. Did he quite talk about? I have no idea. See, I'm not a fan of Gary Neville in terms of his opinions necessarily, but I do appreciate that I can understand what he's saying. I don't ask for a lot in a pundit. I do prefer to be able to understand what the fuck's coming out of their mouth. Ironically, I watched one of the England games with my mum during the World Cup, and she was just there like, is that Wayne Rooney? Because obviously Wayne Rooney's tripled in size since he was playing. I was like, yeah, why doesn't he speak English? I can't understand. My mum hates having subtitles on the TV, and she made me put subtitles on at half time because she couldn't understand what Wayne Rooney was saying. I did say to her, just be very grateful they haven't got Sue Smith on here as well, or you'd have no fucking hope. I think I've lost the dressing room here. Somehow. I've been watching Sue Smith play and or do punditry for most of my life at this point, I think. And I'm still never any the wiser what the fuck she's trying to communicate. Is she on Soccer Saturday? I don't know the last time I watched soccer. I don't think I've watched Soccer Saturday since Jeff Stelling stopped doing it. And very possibly even before that. It's possible Paul Merson hadn't been fired yet. See, I think we can all agree they're both bad. Don't have to decide which accent of the Northwest is the worst. The answer is yes. She is on the FIFA games. I do find it very, very funny that the person who drew Sue Smith for the FIFA games had clearly never seen Sue Smith before. Like, I know it's supposed to be her from the hairstyle, but it was clearly drawn by someone who had never seen Sue Smith before. And couldn't be asked to Google her. They just went, yeah, she's kind of blonde, a little bit short, hair in the style of a bird's nest. Is it clearly Manchester? See, I think the worst accent in the Northwest is actually the Burnley accent. I think the Burnley accent is the worst accent in the Northwest. It's like Mancunian, but really thick. And I don't mean overpowering. Yeah, Fizz is a really good example. He just sounds fucking stupid. West Saxon's definitely posh English. How dare you, Simon? I think you'll find I've been talking posh English this entire time, so I drink cider with my pinky up. Why is Thogden doing diss tracks on anyone? Like, I don't know which of those two is the worst, but I know one of them is. Now, of course, if I was to ask Alfie, I'd probably get told that whichever is the worst is in fact worse than Hitler. So, is Steve Bruce posh Geordie? Ever spoken to Alfie? No. Not knowingly. It's not to say I've not run into him into a pub at some point and just not realised who he was, but I don't think I've ever knowingly spoken to Alfie. It's entirely possible I've run into him at a pub or outside a ground or something, and it's just not clocked. And or as before he was putting his face on camera and I've just not known what he looked like. But I certainly don't remember ever actually having a conversation with Alfie. Probably for the best, to be honest. Sure, I gave this lad a new contract, but no, I don't want him to have one. That's just freed up $100 grand a year. I didn't realise his contract had run out. He was a young player I sort of rated last season, and now I don't. Oh, next, Wolves. Alright, I think we play Wolves and then we hang it up for the night, because I have actually got to edit Friday's video, which means I either have to do it after I stream and before I go to bed, or I have to get up early in the morning and do it. But I'd like us to be top of the table at the end of the stream. Just for stat padding, you know? There's no transfer window. I don't need to do any of this faffing. I can just click that. Top of the Premier League table. How dare you? We're currently second in the Premier League. We were very briefly top. Admittedly, we were only top for about 4 minutes. But it's fine. Liverpool aren't running away with it now. I think, looking at the stats so far, admittedly after 4 games, this is a straight fight between us and Liverpool for the title, and it's all going to come down to the game at Ipswich. Enjoyed Lewis in F1, clip from Katie Price in the documentary on the many insights from the Southwood said, Louis Theroux, the F1 player. Jesus fucking wept. My mum, for some reason, is a really big fan of her daughter's fucking documentary. Fuck me. You can tell she's Katie Price's daughter. Like, she doesn't seem to be quite as much of a twat as her mum. But Jesus wept. It's very rare you see someone have a documentary made about them that could fail a fucking IQ test. But she could definitely fail a fucking IQ test. Like, she was full on crying because she worked really hard and she didn't have 1 million followers on Instagram. I was like, A, you haven't worked that hard, and B, like 900,000 of your followers are definitely paedophiles. So it's old men who spanked it over your mum back in the 90s, who found out she had a child that was on Instagram and went, she'll do. She has no redeeming qualities whatsoever. She is thick as pig shit. She basically just comes across the entire time as the most entitled prick in the world. And the thing is, all that from what I've seen, I will admit I've not spent a great deal of time paying full attention to this show because, honest to God, why the fuck would I? But it does just seem to reveal how awful that family is, in that when her parents, because she's Katie Price and Peter Andre's kid, when her parents had decided to stop arguing with each other in public and get on for their kid's sake, she didn't find out from either one of her parents. She found out from a statement on fucking TikTok. I just think, if you and your co-parent have finally decided to stop being dicks to each other and get on for your kid's sake, maybe have that conversation with your kids before you have that conversation with social fucking media. What is wrong with you, you bellends? It's just mad. And indeed, they are the sort of nuggets who would have been the whole countdown to his 18 things that had the girl in one of the right pages. Yeah. I remember when that started, when there was a countdown website to the Olsen twins turning 18. They were 12 at the time that was launched. Just for the record. It wasn't fun then. It's not fun now. It's just fucking creepy. I've had people will say that to my face since she was about 13, 12, 13, so probably around the same, or just after that time. I've had people say that to my face about Emma Watson. And I've known her since we were children. We grew up in the same neighbourhood. It's just fucking creepy. Like, I can't even see it now, and she's a fully grown adult, because in my head, she's still the same fucking 10-year-old or whatever. She's probably younger than that, the same 8, 9, 10-year-old that I met when we were kids. She's just the annoying kid from round the corner. Yeah, she's like 35, 36? Probably should retake her driving test, because she keeps ending up in court, like, but may have said that to her quite recently. Because she lives around the corner from the pub I work in now, so she does pop in occasionally. Very funny. My colleagues found it very odd that I just started and I knew her. And that I made fun of her driving to her face. But, you know. Yeah, it's one of those things, but I've never seen it. Yeah, I'm glad she did it. She handled that far better than I would have done. But it's the same like when I see people like saying Paige is really fit. I'm like, I've known that girl since she was 13, 14 years old. I've known her parents for 25 plus years. I don't see it. You'll never get me to see it. I just see the annoying little kid. And don't get me wrong, they've both grown up to be really nice human beings, but I do see the annoying little kid that I've had around forever. Like, I couldn't get with either of them with a gun to my head. I just couldn't do it. It would just be odd for me. Alright, we're going top of the table, right? Top of the table is possible in this game? Oh, it's not. Second in the table is possible in this game if we beat Wolves. Finding a senior affiliate. Whoa, it's the big time. We've hit the big time. Oh, we're going to stick Miranda on the left wing. That's a great idea. We'll stick Famori on the right wing too. Why not? Give them both a run out. That's a poor idea. Getachu's in really good form. What? They're both in. Why am I dropping players who are in really good form for no good reason? What am I doing with my? Right, the goalkeeper is the one I need to fucking fix. Barlock is back. Let's get Barlock in goal. Chelsea's lovely. Oh, she's had a few set twos with J.K. Rowling. Basically, Emma is very, very supportive of trans rights and human rights in general. She's a UN ambassador, for fuck's sake. She's quite supportive of human beings, is our Emma. And she doesn't really bite her tongue very often. So when old Joanne started being a prick, she took it a little bit personally. And maybe read a riot act or two. I feel like I need to quick pick this team and then figure it out from there. Michelle Martins in centre mid. That feels like an objectively awful idea. That feels like a better idea. Dosso can get dropped for Carbone. Keep Rojas on the bench. Caballero can stay on the bench. I probably need a right back. Diao, Dietrich. Too many wingers once again. Let's drop Dietrich for Fukumori. Foden in there. Miranda in there for Foden. Do I like Diao as the striker? I probably want Everington in there instead. I need a right back. Cullen for a right back. Bell. I don't know why Medeiros is going on the back, but we'll give it a go. Right, senior affiliates, yes. FM doesn't like them, it's true. The whole squad just went, stop being a dick, Joanne, and realised they were. I was like, oh no, they've fucking ruined her. Free loans. When we were playing Petunia, also weighed on contract. Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know who Petunia is. I'll be honest. Wouldn't go to the Harry Potter reunion either. Oh no, what a shame. Gutted for her. Observer of football with a party of 11. Welcome in, Keith and gang. How are we all? The hero of Winnipeg. Let's do a shouty dowdy to our beautiful observer of football. If you're not following the observer of football, I don't know why you wouldn't be. Please do be doing that. Stream is going, yeah. Alright, we've just started the new season. I'll give you the rundown once we get into the actual match itself. We're out of the League Cup already, but I didn't want to be in the League Cup. We just lost to Maidstone United, who are in League 2. Wasn't our finest moment. We've also just lost to Liverpool, but that was our first league loss of the season. I'd say our season's going alright so far. We've just overhauled this entire squad, basically, over the course of a summer, ready for the Premier League, including signing Caden Longmore, who is an English international centre-half. Kem Selvey, he's playing right back today. Kem Selvey is a wonder kid. Noah Alcass is a wonder kid. Abraham Getachew is a German international. And Domenico Sicilia is, I believe, an Italian international. There's a couple of Portuguese and Italian internationals kicking around elsewhere, and a Japanese international. We've somehow managed to get this entire team together over the course of our first summer window for the Premier League. So it's been a bit of a weird time, but we'll take it, you know. Let's see what else we've got going on. Mariners is a Mariners fan. That's true. That's just logic. Bell Powley called her being a big old boot. I don't know who Bell Powley is, but I'll go with that. We've got a Maple Man shout. Everything's good. See, the squad is here. Now Domenico Sicilia, if you think I tell you I call him like, it's true. It's true. It's a shame we don't have it's a shame he's not a real player. We could have suggested him to Llama. Ken Griffey of the Springfield Isotopes. My word. Ken Griffey of the Springfield Isotopes. Played alongside Darryl Strawberry. It's scary that my Simpsons knowledge is better than my baseball knowledge, I'll be honest. Admittedly, not by much. And also, only as far as about season 12. Because I've not watched much of the last 26 or whatever the fuck it's been. Bell Powley is... Oh yeah, I don't know who Aunt Petunia is, I'll be honest. I stopped reading the Harry Potter books after the first chapter. My brother made me watch one of the films with him once, and I was just like, this is garbage, why are you watching this? I don't remember that far back. Well, Sims predicted a lot. Yeah, you've never seen The Sims Mariners. So far tonight, we've learned you've never read 1984, you've never read The Odyssey, and you've never seen The Simpsons. And I don't know which of those makes me sadder. Realistically, you should watch the first 12 seasons of The Simpsons. You know, if you see anything after that, it stops being funny after season 12. Or like it stops being noticeably funny after season 12. Basically, all the good jokes were in the first 12 seasons. And then it's just dragging on to get everyone paid. But it's worth your time. Centers have been told to play shorter passes, dumped it twice, scored an own goal ahead of Nick. Yeah, sounds about right. See, watching the movie is not much good to you unless you understand the show. Like, the movie is so layered in terms of the jokes. Like, almost every joke relates to a scene in the show at some stage. Oh, Hindo's in, the massive Scottish warrior hero is in. Here's Slade. the most beautiful dragon in all of Scotland. I'm sure she's not a dragon, I'm sure she's lovely. But massive Scottish cock. We're not going to lie to people, are we? But welcome in, Hindo. If you're not following Hindo, go be doing that. But the man with the stunning new girl, punching above his weight, but he knows it and he's proud of it. It could be the face, it could be the bank account, it could be she just wanted a man that could cook. It's possible. Could just be that she wanted a man that could cook. I'm pretty sure we asked Maris if we ever seen the news. She was like, never heard of her. Wow. Person, that could be the person. That's what I said. So I was just having my brain did a brain thing. I was just wondering in my head if they'd finally brought out multiplayer for Big Ambitions yet, and they haven't. It's true. The police do that as well, though, to be fair, Hindo. I'm sure there is, but that requires me to put in effort. I was just thinking all day I'd really like to play some Big Ambition. I didn't really have any time to. And I fully appreciate I could be playing it now, and there's literally no one to stop me. But we all know I'm a lazy prick, so I don't know why we expect anything else. I am a big fan of Big Ambition. I do enjoy it. What's your favourite book, Mariners? Don't know, not really. To be fair, I have given Mariners a reading list the length of Britain in the last 2 days. Mum's fine, Hider. She... So, they thought she had some kind of fucking... They thought she was having appendicitis, right? They thought she had appendicitis. They took her to the, what's it called? The surgical emergency unit at the hospital, right? She's been told to go there by her GP. It could be appendicitis. It's really serious. Get the fuck up there. Get seen by someone. All that shit, right? And you think, okay, this is quite fucking important. Doctor told her to get to this surgical emergency unit. 19 hours before a doctor even spoke to her. Now, I am reasonably certain we haven't at any stage recently changed the meaning of the word emergency. But apparently we have. So that was a thing I learned. Emergency has two meanings now. It means hurry it the fuck up or ignore everyone entirely. Anyway, long story short, it just looks like she's got some kind of fucking bowel thing that old people get. I don't really fuck. Basically, she's not in any danger. She's not in hospital. Well, she's no longer in hospital, but we did spend like 27 hours in the hospital. Which, fun fact, you know how when you've not had a lot of sleep, I can't believe I'm about to admit this on live semi-television. You know how when you've not had a lot of sleep, and I've been awake at this point by the time we got home for about 36 hours right straight. Because I volunteered to push myself to stay awake, so she could have a nap while she waited for her doctor to see her, because if she fell asleep and I fell asleep, she'd never have had a doctor if one had bothered to appear. So I get home, and my mum's cat has just done the biggest fucking shite in the litter tray, like 4 times the size of the cat, fucking enormous thing. And in my like zombified state, I've decided the best way to deal with this is just to pour the entire litter tray down the toilet and try and flush it. And then I've gone to bed. Anyway, for those who aren't professionals, you probably should not in future decide to pour cat litter down a toilet and flush it. Because when I woke up, I had to flush out the entire local sewer system with a hose pipe. Because it was blocked to shit. Yeah, not my strongest hour. Anyway, yeah, so that was a thing that happened. And then just before I was leaving to go home, come home yesterday, I found out my nan had been taken to hospital. And luckily, she's going to be alright too. I think. Last I heard, she's going to be fine. Basically, she had a colostomy bag put in a few months ago. I think I've mentioned this on stream before. Basically, she was told she was celiac and not to eat any bread about 15 years ago, and then continued to eat bread every day, and then was like, and then when a doctor said to her, "Oh, you need to have part of your intestines or colon or whatever removed and given a colostomy bag," she was like it was a huge fucking shock, right? Despite the fact she'd been warned about this 15 years earlier, and the only thing she had to do to avoid this happening was stop eating bread. Literally the only thing she had to do to achieve this. Anyway, so she had a colostomy bag put in, and it looks like the site of the colostomy bag has got infected, which is fun. So she was in hospital yesterday, bless her. So basically, a lot of my family have been in the hospital over the last week. Also, doubling back to my mum, quick. The only reason she saw a doctor at all at the hospital in the surgical emergency unit after 19 hours was because I went to the desk, demanded to speak to the charge nurse, and I used the word malpractice about 3 times in 4 sentences. And suddenly a doctor appeared. Can you imagine? Suddenly a doctor appeared when I started using the word malpractice. So PS2 emulator on a cheerier note, playing some true crime. Oh, I love true crime New York. I would venture to say among the top 5 or 10 games on the PS2. It is a bit like how Bloody Mary works for doctors. Yeah, if you say the word malpractice to a medical person enough times whilst trying to summon a doctor will fucking appear. But it has to be an emergency. And you have to have waited a while. They do not like the M word. They really don't. Last time I used the M word around a doctor, they started sending me numbers that I didn't know existed. I didn't benefit from the money, obviously, but they started sending me numbers I didn't know existed. Yeah, you gotta do it, mate. You have to do it. Last time I used the M word around doctors was when they killed my uncle. And, well, my grandfather is working purely for his own entertainment at this point, because he could fucking live on Mars at this point with the money they got for that. Jesus. But yeah, basically, we're not huge fans of that hospital, having already killed one of my family members and done their best to kill off other family members over the last week or so with their fucking around. So that was a good time. I have love how mad the League Cup draw boundaries are. There are boundaries now? When did this become a thing? Very glad Noah Alcas has caught up. How fucking ridiculous is this kid for 20 years old? How fucking ridiculous is his mentals and physicals for 20 years old? Can't believe I picked him up for nearly fuck all. 12 million quid for this fella. Bargain. West Brom Northern section, Walsall Southern section. Yeah. See, whenever they do this shit, like regional boundaries, they always make excuses like, oh, we take into account the travelling distance between the clubs, and we try and minimise as much of the travelling as we possibly can between all the teams and all the sections. And so that's why we do it. Breathtaking. My favourite is why they do that with the Conference North and South. When realistically, what they do is they put all the clubs near London in the south, and they separate the rest out into north and south, and however many to fill up the number of spots that aren't London go into the south. Which is why, for the longest time, I seem to recall seeing St Albans in the Conference South and one of the Suffolk teams in the Conference North, but the Suffolk team was definitely further south than St Albans. Oh, that makes sense. Well, and yeah, Premier League are always doing stupid shit. I don't even pretend to understand shit like that anymore. Like, I get that you want it to be a TV game, but you do show a game at 5:30. Maybe if clubs have to travel stupidly far, we do that game at 5:30. And I fully agree with the WSL. Why are all WSL games at fucking noon on a Sunday? Why are they all at noon on a Sunday? First of all, you are interrupting my Sunday lunch, which is impolite. Second of all, why the fuck are we making teams try and get anywhere by 12 o'clock? If we've decided as a society that WSL Day is Sunday, why don't we kick off at 3 on a Sunday? Let's put it out there. I don't mind WSL games being on a Sunday. I just like them to be at a civilised hour on a Sunday. Villa are playing PSG tomorrow. Rip. Why am I trying to pretend that I want Martins to play again? I would like Martins to not play again. Let's put Ridge in. Ridge was good last time. Sifa's been awful. Beautiful. Love it. I know Sifa's just out of form. I know he's just out of form. It's not going to be a permanent thing. I do want to put Diao in there for Barrett, I think. Or do I want to put Foden in there? Martin's in there? Sure. Barrett. Go for Donati. Sure. So last season, half the team for London or Brighton, so naturally I had to go from Anfield to London, Sheffield. Yeah, exactly. It just doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Like, FA Cup semi-finals at Wembley can get fucked. I thoroughly agree with that. FA Cup semi-finals should take place at any two of Villa Park, Anfield, Old Trafford, St James's Park, or just not Wembley. Obviously, we used to have Hillsborough in that rotation. I don't recommend doing it anymore. Well, like, I wouldn't even necessarily object if you want to have FA Cup semi-finals played in neutral grounds. I wouldn't object to those being the games that fulfill the 39th game thing that they want to try and do with the Premier League to get played abroad. I wouldn't object overly if you wanted to do that. It'd be stupid, but I'd object to it less than a semi-final being at Wembley. I'd rather you played the FA Cup semi-final in fucking Abu Dhabi than at Wembley. I do agree with the Carabao Cup semi-final being two legs. I don't like it. Neutral grounds, fuck them. Arsenal at noon on a Sunday at Anfield. Go to the Emirates at 7. Jesus fucking Christ. That's what I understand. They can fix a fixture list, so I can guarantee, without looking, sometime the weekend after Christmas, Arsenal will play Chelsea or Spurs. One combination of those three teams will be playing, and a combination of Liverpool, Everton, or Liverpool, Manchester United, or Manchester United and Manchester City. I can guarantee at least one combination of each of those is fucking happening on Boxing Day. And if it's a Manchester derby, that means Liverpool are playing Newcastle. It's a North London derby, Chelsea are probably playing Leeds. I'm reasonably sure of that without even looking at the Boxing Day fixtures. And the same fixtures will happen at Easter. Like, let's have a look. Premier League Boxing Day 2026. What have we got for the Boxing Day fixture list for 2026? Let's see how many of those I got right. Wow, magically none of them. How the fuck has that happened? It's Boxing Day on a Saturday this year. Is that what's happened? Is Boxing Day a Saturday? It fucking is. That's why. That's why. It'll be the Easter fixtures then. They always seem to happen on a bank holiday weekend. Yeah, that'll be it. But yeah, it's weird. Whenever it's a bank holiday weekend, you always seem to see those fixtures in particular. No Easter. Oh, is there an international break this year? Over Easter. There could be, because qualifiers. Yeah. Yeah, sounds about right. Well, that's going to upset Sky Sports. Oh, yeah. Why are we doing shit like that? Why are we having a fucking 20-day break in the middle of the season? Like, I know there's an argument for footballers play too many games and it's risking injury and shit. I know there's an argument. I know there is. But I used to play far too many games for about 50 quid a week. I'll play as many fucking games as you like for £250,000 a week. I'll play a game every single fucking day and twice on Sunday for £250,000 a week. Quite happily. Show me where the fuck I sign. Sky won't show the EFL more, behave. There's no reason in 2026 that I shouldn't be able to watch every single Swindon Town game on Sky Sports. And I can't, but I can watch every Manchester United game. Make it make sense. Look, there's a lot of fun to be had watching Swindon Town games, as long as you're not a Swindon fan. You have to think of watching Swindon Town as the sporting equivalent of a comedy. It's basically like Ted Lasso was a documentary, where we have for years historically hired the most incompetent people possible on purpose, and then been shocked that nothing good has happened. Not Sky banging out, he's trying to say, oh, see this. Manchester United need a new stadium, they can fucking afford it. It's not my problem. Let them fucking build it or not, or whatever. Let them share with fucking Salford, no one cares. It's Manchester United, they're not a serious side. I've seen like 6 separate articles this week about people like, Manchester United's recruitment this summer means they could win the league. And I was like, are they in League fucking 1 now, are they? Have you seen their recruitment? They could win the league. Shut the fuck up. Manchester United's recruitment wins they could win the fucking league. Behave yourself. Ah, there we go. That's why there's the international break. Of course it does. Why wouldn't it start the day after the Carabao Cup final? And Tielemans was good 5 years ago. I did think it was really funny that there was an article this week about Harry Maguire talking about how Yuri Tielemans is a great signing for Manchester United because he's been there and he's done it all. And he knows that because he played with him briefly at Leicester fucking 5 years ago. And I was like, Slabby, we all kind of forgot you played for Leicester. You've been at Manchester United for so long. All you've really done is told us that Tielemans is fucking old now. Like, you've not done any favours, champ, by doing the big, "Oh, well, he was good when he was at Leicester with me." But yes, he is. He is not the sharpest tool in the shed. Negro 1DS2, no legs professional. Yeah, pretty much. And I'd argue a downgrade. I don't think Tielemans is as good as Casemiro. Personal opinion, I don't think Tielemans in 2026 is anywhere near as good as Casemiro. And also, quite frankly, just spend the fucking money on Adam Wharton. You do him. The Mank Boom Bust cycle sounds like it should be some kind of children's program. Like, there's part of me that wants to see United do well, just because Michael Carrick played for Swindon. And there's a huge other part of me that never, as long as I live, wants to see Manchester United do well again. Because when Manchester United are playing well, United fans are completely fucking insufferable, as opposed to their ordinary level of insufferable. But I'd also like to see literally anyone finish above Manchester City this year, because I'm sick of Manchester City fans. Because Manchester City fans are, and this is true, completely fucking insufferable. So, that's true. They lose one game and the yellow and green scarves doth appear. Right, we have got a whole fucking month between games at this point. I'll love you guys a lot, but I'm not going to play through an entire month between games on a stream. I don't think any of us wants to go through that. That feels like our own personal hell. And also I've got to do some editing tomorrow, so that's going to be a thing. Is there anyone I know currently live that could do with some friends? Who do I know currently live that could use a friend? Benny is live. Fiddy is also live. I think. Oh, the worst one is currently live too. The worst FM streamer. So manager, well in terms of base last year as well for a year. I think they're going to win everything. They don't. Out of cups by March. Green and gold. Manager sacked. Higher temp manager the rest of the season. Manager was yep. This is factual. I think we are going to go see Benny because of all the people currently playing FM, I only know one of them. And he's in a weird place to drop him. Benny is baseballing. Well, hang on. Who are you collaborating with? Have I taken you guys to Allison before? No, Allison Adventures. I have a feeling I have. have a feeling I have. Well, join us on the raid, say hello, make the numbers look good, and then we'll all go to bed, because I'll probably also sneak off, because it's fucking 2:30. But it's nice to be able to go and say hello to her. Alison does zombies, and she's very cool, so we'll go say hi. Thank you for being here, guys. I will probably not stream tomorrow, but I'll let you know in Discord if I am. If for some reason you're not currently in my Discord, you're welcome to join, up to and including Oski, if Oski's hanging around and wants to join. Yeah. She's very cool. You might hate me tomorrow. Right, thanks for being here, guys. I'll see you all on the other side of the raid, obviously. And then I'll try and see you all sometime, either tomorrow, if I'm still around in Swindon, or next week. But, yeah, see you very soon. Bye, guys. Bye.